poor countries in this world. Only the people are poor. When people didn't have enough to eat, when people were driven to the edge of desperation, there's billions to be made there, to be carved out and to be taken. The capitalist European and North American powers have carved out and taken the timber, the bauxite. They have taken out of these countries. These countries are not underdeveloped. They're overexploited. They're overexploited. They're overexploited.
Alrighty, hello there, namaste, 19 hours 20 in Guyana, right across the Eastern Caribbean. Welcome to the show where everyone loves, the show where we tell it as it is. We come here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to bring to you information as it relates to our wealth. Alright, so it's time for me to hand you over to the man of the moment. Just before I do such, 226-7453, 226-7454, 622-2222 and 624-6456. The easiest number is 6 in all the twos or 624-6456. It's a great day. It's Wednesday. And sir, namaste, and the floor is yours.
Namaste, Joshua.
Namaste.
And namaste to all you wonderful people. From wherever you're watching, listening to this program. Yesterday, Joshua, I had a few drinks with some old buddies I didn't meet in 30 years. For the first time in more than 20 years too. I forgot about the Kaieteur News. And also the people working at the Kaieteur News. I just had a good time after the cremation of an old body. Thanks, guys. Thank you. And thank all of you for listening. This program every Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday. Tonight, as usual, there is no planned program. Wednesday always is for you and the phone lines. We want to hear from you. Kiana is missing. She is tired and went on a vacation. A vacation with her own money, Joshua. Because oil companies pay for vacation for their workers.
Yes.
And pay for everything with our oil money. Guyanese have to go on vacation with their own money. Divina, who's supposed to be here, is attending a last-minute press conference to give you guys the story or stories tomorrow. So I am left to fit in, all alone. I keep on saying, Joshua, so much is happening in this land and so fast that I can barely tell you guys what is going on these Mondays, Wednesdays, and Friday programs. So, as the phone calls roll in tonight, I would like to highlight the dangers that lie ahead for this country with Bharat Jagdeo in charge. Let me begin by telling you guys a headline we carried yesterday in the Kaieteur News. Here is it. Government playing hot potatoes with eggs on audits. Jagdeo says ask Vic, and Vic says ask Jagdeo. That's the game Jagdeo playing in this country with our future. When he doesn't want to answer, when he doesn't want to take blame, when he wants to shift his dirty business, he always sending you to somebody else so that he can come out smelling like a fresh rose, looking good. When you ask him about the audit reports for the oil projects, he said, ask Vikram Bharat. And when the reporter asked Vikram Bharat, he said, go to the vice president. This is how Jagdeo has been operating since he was president, Uncle and Auntie. He always shifts the blame so that the shame fall on them And he come out, like I said, looking like a shining star, Joshua, a king. You guys remember he said how disappointed he was that he couldn't find people to audit Lisa 1 and 2. Still went ahead and approved Lisa 3 and 4. Lisa 3 gone, and he didn't audit that. Lisa 4 coming. It will expire, and he can still say he disappointed. He couldn't find people to check those bills. He said in a pitiful voice, like a pity poor boy, how disappointed he was with GRA and the Auditor General for not checking those bills. When you listen to him, you would believe he means so good for Guyana and all of us, when in fact, he's the mastermind behind every wrong thing that's going on in this country. The same thing he did with the insurance. After the media kept pressing him over and over about the protection from an oil spill. And when he couldn't take the constant banging on this subject, same thing he did. Shift it to the head of the EPA, Mr. Parshram. His last press conference, I asked him again, and he said he instructed Mr. Parshram to ensure that we have the parent company's guarantee for full liability coverage. 2 days after, Mr. Parshram said full liability coverage insurance don't happen in the oil industry. You hear that? Jagdev didn't say a word on to now about that. Uncle and auntie, that is a complete false statement. The United States of America is a glaring example of the oil spill in which the oil company BP, a British company, has spent over $70 billion cleaning up the shores of the US and still spending. So to tell the Guyanese people full liability coverage is the standard in this world today is total crap. And Jagdev knows that. The oil companies knows that. Parshram knows that. And everybody knows that. But I know Jagdev had to tell Parshram what to say to protect Exxon pockets rather than the lives of the Guyanese and the Caribbean people from an oil spill. I will be asking him back that same question again. And all of you should ask him that question whenever he comes around, y'all. I could even tell you his answer or the answer he would give. Asking him that question, he would say, oh, the head of the EPA dealt with that already. How much you bet him, Josh? When I ask him that question. Or if anybody asks him, that's what he would say. The EPA dealt with that already. Just the same way he said, the president dealt with that already, the renegotiation. Exxon don't want to give us full protection because their pockets on the hook, uncle. Exxon don't want ring fencing because it would affect their pockets. Exxon don't want us to cap the interest rate so that they can rob us in the billions of US. Exxon don't want to pay taxes on the oil. And all this is okay with this fancy, fantastic man, this intellectual, I should say, leader we have called Jagdev. He's about to approve the 5th project without correcting those things. I bet in every Guyanese, Jagdev will say, it's not me approve it, it's Vikram Bharat. Ask him again, uncle, why would he approve it without securing Guyana? The blame game, man. It's the blame game. This man is creating storms and then coming like the savior to calm the storm. That's Bharat Jagdev. You guys remember Clico? You remember Clico, Joshua?
Yes.
Yeah. You know how much money Guyanese lost with that investment? Millions of US dollars. Jagdev waited months, then hold a meeting at the cultural center and call everybody to tell them, don't worry, you guys will get pay. That day, he became everybody's knight in shining armor. None of them knew he was the man. He was the man who put them in that situation. I remember Christopher Ram was at that forum, and when Christopher Ram get up to speak, Jagdev used that forum to try to embarrass and belittle that man, telling the crowd, you see, Christopher Ram don't want me to pay y'all. When all Christopher Ram was trying to do was educate the people. The only way they're getting pay is because some of Jagdev's friends were the biggest players inside and them had to get pay force. That's the only way those Guyanese get paid. If them boys didn't have to get pay, uncle, every single Guyanese that had money inside Clico would have lose every single cent. How can I forget these things? My Creator allowed these things, uncle, to stick like the alphabet in my head. Like how I know the alphabet even backward. When GPL, GWI Gaisuku, Skeldon Sugar Factory, the Enmore Packaging Plant, man, everything that's falling apart, he blames people. I best check, see if the Marriott Hotel still there in Guyana or in Guyana's name. They had advertised it for sale a couple months now, and they're gone silent. It's making money. I saw a friend send me a WhatsApp today. They're selling rooms there for 9,000 US. I was supposed to double check it. Per night.
Wow.
Things that can make money. That's not for the country, uncle. That's for a selected few. More so one man. One man. A man called Bobby. The Berbice Bridge. Is only a few private people making money there. The Marriott was the same thing. The Wales gas plant coming will be no different. We're only the private people will be making money. Oh, the hydro project. He was going to design it just how the Berbice designed. Just how the Berbice Bridge designed to benefit secret owners only. The new Demerara Harbour Bridge, don't forget, it was going to be designed the same way too, with private players, until the Kaieteur news. Yes, Lall. Lall exposed what they were planning behind my back with the Chinese. Man, if I didn't expose that, was another Barbies bridge I to get in, designed only to dent the Guyanese people pocket while filling the pockets of a few. Please keep your eyes open on them, especially Bara Jagdeo. He is not an individual to be trusted. The Skeldon plant, he tell the nation just before he came off as president, uncle, even if I have to go and fix it, get it up and running with my own two hands, I will do it. Months after you confront him, he said he never said that. Just like how he now saying he never promised to renegotiate the oil contract. And he said he got two tape, Joshua. He got tape to prove that. Weeks before election, to this day, you see, he got tape weeks before election, he said he never promised that. To this day, he can't find a tape to show us. I released another TikTok today about his trust words. You guys want to hear it? Joshua, you can put your hand on that tape.
Yes.
If you got it, yeah, I could hold a moment. Yeah, go ahead and play it. Vice President Jagdeo said, me, just cut tape and fix it to suit myself and what I want to say. When he was in opposition, he said he would renegotiate the contracts. Listen to him yourself.
Take off. They sold us out to the foreigners. The oil companies, every time there is a find out there, our people should be sad because nothing comes our way. We are going to renegotiate those contracts because that's not what we had in mind. When we were in the early days, we were coaxing the people to go along. They came into office, 3 billion barrels of proven reserves, and then gave up a zero royalty, no taxes, no ring fencing.
Today, he is in government doing a complete 360 on us with a straight face and two tongues. Listen to him again.
The president pointed out there would be no renegotiation. He explained why of the Stabroek block. We have effectively, I saw Kaieteur News conveniently again played something that I said. The context was that we were concerned about the renegotiation, the ring fencing and everything else. I've expressed concern from day one about that. But we made it clear in opposition. I can find you a tape in opposition weeks before the election. We were not convenient. Weeks before the elections, I will find you a recording at a press conference when I was asked definitively weeks before the election, and we said no. We didn't change the position.
Any tape cut there? Or he cutting something to suit himself and President Ali? Because President Ali never faced the press to explain to this nation to this day why this Exxon contract cannot be renegotiated, when he too is on record saying before becoming president that Guyana holding the wrong end of the stick and how no Guyanese should ever agree with such a contract. He said he will review and renegotiate the contract. He and the vice president renegotiate 9 out of the 10 contracts. So why not this goose that is laying the golden eggs presently? I'm talking about the Exxon contract for the Stabroek block, guys. They getting something from Exxon? Or were they promised something? I'm just asking. This is a message from Lall. Please share it. Barajak did say he got a tape. When he was asked specifically, where is that tape? I would like to hear it. Oh boy. Every Guyanese should be sad. No, Jagdeo. They are not sad today. They are bawling. They are hollering. Yes, with what you're doing. You're making it worse. Every day that goes by approving more and more projects and getting nothing, absolutely nothing out of them. More disaster, more destruction in the making because of that man, Barajak there. You heard him. Joshua Glenn cut any tape there, man? No. Huh? I never make up anything, uncle. I am factual and very blunt in whatever I say and do. Uncle, what he said there is who he is. Says one thing today and tomorrow he's a completely different human being. Jagdev is a man who would watch you, stare you straight in your face and tell you things, promise you things and deliver the opposite. And when you ask him back, he would tell you, me? I never said that. Glenn Lall make it up. Sri Lanka yesterday borrowed 3 billion US. Them got $58 billion in debt. The World Bank bailed them out with a $3 billion. And they collect the first set of money today, 330 million US. And that 330 million US gotta go straight to pay for medicine and food and pay for the little gasoline and diesel for run generators and motorcycles in Sri Lanka. That's where Sri Lanka is presently. And many other countries across Asia and Africa today, uncle, they all had corrupt leaders who encouraged corruption through corrupt practices. The same thing going on here, right here in Guyana. We got just over $3 billion debt and can't pay it, but still borrowing in this fastest economy on earth today. You guys see where y'all heading? Tomorrow we are carrying a story. In 2022 alone, Guyana borrowed 324 million US. That is being added to the same 3 billion I talk about. And guess what they're doing with it? Spend it out on inflated contracts. They announced today they're going and grade another airstrip in Region 7. I can't even pronounce the name of the airstrip. They're grading it down that it will cost 400 million. Airstrip, Josh. You know what an airstrip is being fixed for? That is being fixed for the gold people, the foreign gold people, the timber, the manganese, the bauxite, the diamond people. Fetch out our things. I'm going to talk about that. I heard a story just now before I come in the air. Let me confirm it tomorrow. I'll speak on it on Friday. Uncle, I am highlighting all of these things just for you guys to see where your country is heading and the danger these corrupt politicians putting your future in. In Kenya, this morning again, it has taken people, mostly women, 2 days to walk and search for water, and 5 days to fetch the water back to their homes for them to drink. This morning, it was on TRT World. If you Google it, you will see. The women them putting these 5-gallon heavy plastic container and rolling it to their home. They can't fetch it. That is where that country and many other countries are today. They can't get a little water to drink, brother. We are heading down that same road. And all Jackman silent. I wanted to stop here to take a few calls. But Josh, give me 2 more minutes.
No problem.
Yes, give me 2 minutes. I need to tell them a little more of what happened, what transpired today. Today, Uncle, the government sent out 3 statements. Not 1, 3. 2 is attacking the messengers. And the other one is to tell us that the 5th project, the 5th oil project, the 12.7 billion US, yes, shop Exxon is setting up. They have hired the same UK company, a company called Bayface. The same company that approved Liza 3 and 4. That same company is going to review this 5th project again, Uncle. The company name Bayface, Joshua, you hear me? But for me, it's Bareface. Because it's Bareface, Jagdev Bareface. To hire back the same people to review the 5th project in which he's still hiding the reports on Liza 3 and 4. Those reports got to be full of skullduggery and overpriced, make he hiding them. Today, this afternoon, I put out a statement saying that. And they said they approved the project since the 7th of March. Today's what date? Today is the 22nd of March. I'm going to touch back on that a little later. But let's deal with this 5th one. He didn't put time frame. He didn't put a time frame for the company to review this 12.7 billion. Liza 3 and 4. He gave the people them 30 and 145 days with a couple days extension to review all that money. Something that does, let me repeat this thing, Joshua, something of this nature to review these type of projects does take a team of people, uncle and auntie, team of experts, trained experts with experience, no less than 2 years to check all these materials. I think I spoke about it on Friday, where you're setting up the shop. The man tell you $1 million for build the shop. That you got to buy stone, cement, sand, and pay workers. Well, this is the 5th project. This is the project plan. You call it the Field Development Plan, FDP. That has tech experts 2 years, no less than 2 years to review, because that 12.7, I believe, is not even 4 billion. But Jagdev will give the people a couple days for review this thing. And they're being paid, It's over 800, it's close to $1 million US just to review that. Yeah. From your oil money, you got to pay for review this. Are you doing good in this country, man? So let's wait and see if they will listen to the people of this country to hold off on this project until we get the rightful share, the rightful taxes, royalties, profits, or protection. I tell you people, only the streets can bring about change or bring about a good future for y'all, you know. So y'all continue sleeping. I will keep updating you people on this new multi-billion-dollar US project which Jagdev is going to embark on. And not a word has been said. You hear that? If it wasn't for this field development plan, he didn't say a word. He didn't even tell us whether he will cap the interest rate on this fifth project. This one might come with a 50% interest rate on your back instead of the 10 or 12. Joshua, let's move on to the other two statements. One is attacking a Jamaican economist who said 2 days ago in the Kaieteur News that Guyana is going nowhere and is likely to end up with the oil curse like the rest of the world. The gentleman talked about tackling corruption in the oil sector and the police and the politicians fighting over the little oil money. That's all the man talk about. Hear how our government respond to the man, Joshua. You have the statement? Can you put that statement? I'm going to put the statement up so those of you who can read it. Them say they got the best track record in the world. That the statement say though. They got the best track record, in the world for producing oil and finding it. And how we are recognized. Guyana is recognized as an environmentally friendly country, abiding by all the rules and regulations, and that their policies help to speed up Exxon and the oil companies. Them say, uncle, since taking office, they put in a set of new things to manage the oil sector to international standards, and went on to list some of the things they did and planning to do. All that is in the statement. One is to update the new oil contracts. Not the Exxon contract in the Stabroek block though. The 14 other new oil blocks. They bring in local content law to ensure that the Guyanese people get security job, made work, and truck drivers and van drivers. They talk in the statement about putting in fines for flaring. Yes, the mess they're throwing in your face for a few pennies. That's the response they give. Them saying the statement, them doing cost recovery audits, uncle. Checking the money. What the oil company taking out before they split profit half and half. Which the entire nation still waiting to see one report for one pencil or a pipe Exxon buy. We still waiting on that. And they're boasting about that in the statement. Them say how them set up the oil account in America to provide greater oversight and management of the oil money that coming and where it will go. You know, when I read this thing, I can only grin and laugh. That's what them said, Joshua. Them set up the oil account in America to provide greater oversight and manage the oil money that's coming and where it going. How you like that one, bro? 2022, they account 607 million US that been in the account. Where is the oversight? Who manage it and where it gone? 2022 finish and nobody knows if they buy a wig, a needle or a pin with a 607 million US. Man, they should have taken that money and pay for the Demerara Harbour Bridge cash. Instead, they got borrow money, 260 million, for go build Demerara Harbour Bridge. And you should ask them, what they do with the 607 million? 2023 is here. Them are already telling you 900 million US. Yes. 900 million US more coming out, uncle. Who managing it and where it going? Only Jagdeo and the boys will know. Me and you gotta guess. 900 million, you know. They're gonna put two hydro plant to done electricity in this land. Now one, two, in which electricity would have been free. Trust me, every cent will disappear. Those are the things that they said they already did to avoid corruption, uncle, and the oil course. Now here, what I promised in the statement to do. They will finally review and modernize the country's outdated laws. How you like the one, Joshua? This is how these people respond to the Jamaican economist who said Guyana has to deal with the corruption, the massive corruption, and to avoid the oil course. These are the things they said they're putting in place. Oh my gosh. Wow. Wow. 7 long years we find oil and you ain't even review the law. The law, uncle. Now talking about modernizing it. All because the Jamaican economists tell Guyana that. That is like you want to go to the toilet, Joshua, only to realize you're not built a toilet yet. Or a man getting ready to go to your own wedding and he suddenly realizes he got a suit to wear and the ring for the bride. Oh, brother, y'all in too much of trouble in this country. I really gotta laugh when I'm talking. They also say how they're now working on safety and environmental regulations in the oil industry out there, uncle. Now they're working on that, Joshua. Josh, that's like a doctor going to do a surgery and realize he ain't got soap for wash your hands, mask, gloves, or an overcoat to wear to protect himself and the patient. Oh, you guys got to help me to understand the madness that's going on in this land. Now, uncle, give me 1 more minute before I take your phone call. Here the third statement that I put out today. Yeah, man. You got it? Could you please put it up? Put up the statement, let us see it. They need to see it. Josh, you put the thing there?
Yes, sir.
All right. Good. This one, attacking the messengers and not the message. They're running scared, uncle. Yes. Yes. The news getting under their skin And the Lall TikToks and this radio program is really upsetting them, Auntie. The Guyanese people are waking up and the leaders are running scared. Y'all really waking them up. Thank you. The rum shops, the minibuses, yeah, man. And the gaff at the corner roads is waking them up. They're listening to you people. In that statement, they attacked me personally without calling my name. They attacked the Kaieteur News also without calling the Kaieteur News name. Hear how they're trying to attack me and the newspaper by distracting the nation from the real issues. They said how they have observed that many of the articles churned out by the media entity in question are based on the publisher's narrow understanding of the sector, misrepresentation of the facts, and sensationalism for economic returns on sales.
Wow.
Those are the exact words in their statement. Uncle, they're saying there how Kaieteur News does write stories based on Lall limited understanding of the oil sector. And by doing so, I am misleading the people to sell newspapers for make money. But they have never responded to any one of my radio programs. 2.5 years now. They have never responded to any one of the hundreds of TikToks or any one of the thousands of articles we have reporting on this oil since 2015, Auntie. They're smelling the wrath of the people building up. They think the Guyanese people are still stupid. Yes, for put out them statements or statements like that. They went further to say, listen me carefully, whether or not there is a hidden political agenda, the facts must never be distorted, and the Guyanese should not be fed with a daily diatribe of lies or used as pawns in one's personal quest for stardom and power. Man, you hear them? You hear the language? Those words in the statement, let them read it. I didn't make those words up. I'm reading it word for the nation. And they're saying there, Uncle, yes, they're saying there, if I ever want to become president, I must come out and say it. That's what they're actually saying there. Don't fool the people and using them as pawns and telling them how they're getting robbed from the oil companies. That's what I mean there, without calling my name and the newspaper name. It's only Jack Dale could I instruct Vic or maybe Kwame Mackay to send out statement like that. Joshua, they're really getting scared. Yes, we have them where we want them, Uncle and Auntie. They're running scared with all this information. Me and the newspaper sharing with y'all. They're actually saying that y'all will love me more than Jerry Jagan and Burnham. That's what they're scared about. The statement was Vic sent out. Well, I say Vic because it came from his ministry, but I don't believe he wrote that. He was a headmaster, he wouldn't write things like that. Listen, also said, and I'm reading word for word, that the ministry notes The never-ending reports and analysis from little-known so-called international experts who are merely seeking to gain relevance by being published in the newspaper. And went on to further say, how many of these experts never knew of Guyana until a few years ago, or have ever laid their feet on our shores, but are nonetheless given a platform to make decisive pronouncements on our future. You hear those words, Josh? Uncle? Them saying Glenn Lall does give a set of so-called experts who never come to Guyana or know anything about Guyana space to talk on the radio and write in the newspaper. Yes, that's what they're actually saying there. People like Melinda Janki, who just collected an international award in India for her contributions to this world, more so Guyana. They're talking about people like Simone Mangal, Vanda Radzik, Tom Mitro, Anthony Paul, all the experts in the oil sector from the World Bank, the Commonwealth, Chatham House, IMF, and so many other economists and oil and gas experts that the world recognizes. Jack Davis calling these people nincompoops there. That Glenn Lall giving him radio time to speak and do articles on them when they talk. Oh. Who advising the government, uncle? Y'all got a clue? Not one expert them got. Not one. The whole world is talking to the news agencies. Them not got one, not even one. They got a young man, a nincompoop, named some Bhagwadin. And that little cricket, what does jump around the place, who can't even spell his name properly. Cricket, you know. What you like to go sit down with. Them are he experts. Oh, what Guyana has become. Are you sure I could wait till 2025 for another election in this country without getting any changes? I'm just asking. That same statement went on to say, the ministry rejects this intent to undermine its work in building out a regulatory framework that adheres to international best practices and an economic model that will provide benefits for all Guyanese. Oh boy. Oh papa. Wow. 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 A framework that adheres to international best practices and an economic model that will provide benefits for all Guyanese. Wow. Where a benefit coming from? Glenn Lall, the newspaper, and those experts undermining their work. When we talk about skullduggery going on, uncle, we undermining their work. When everybody talking about capping the interest rates, we undermining their work. Yes. When we talk about ring fencing those projects, when we talk about full protection of Guyana and the region, we undermining their work for asking the oil companies to pay their fair share of taxes. We undermining their work, JAG their work and the ministry work for asking for more royalties and profits. Stop flaring. Check these field development plans properly. Audit the quarterly or yearly expenses properly. Yes. By asking for these things, we undermining their work to build a better framework to provide benefits for all Guyanese. Man, Joshua, this phone should start ringing. I hear it ringing here. These people really believe that all of we stupid. We eat salt soup and them eat sweet soup. Or we washing we head with some dirty oil and them wash them head with shampoo. Hear the beautiful words in which they end the statement. Listen carefully. You got it up online there? Yes, thank you. We further wish to state pellucidly, pellucidly, clearly, nothing can be more clear than pellucidly, that the government of Guyana is clearly aligned in its role to manage the sector and has implemented a number of measures to regulate the sector since taking office. Uncle and Auntie, they then went on to list the same things they listed in the other statement, the first statement I just talked about. The new ILA, new oil contract, the ILA count, and so on. I want to let all of you know who listening to this program one thing. I also want who not even listening. Y'all must tell them. Tell them. I love all mankind. No matter the color of your skin, the religion you belong to, which part of the world you come from, what language you speak, whether you're rich or you're poor, Lall love all you guys. I love my Guyanese people, yes. My Guyanese people, I love them a little more. I can't help myself, Joshua. I can't help myself. You always love your own more. And don't tell me a lie. You know what? Only Jack Day would say otherwise, you know. But I still love him too, as a Guyanese. Nothing else. Nothing else. Before I take your phone call, I want to leave you guys tonight by saying and expressing my deepest condolences to the family of the late Leo Vinci Ramotar, the brother of former President Ramotar, who was cremated yesterday. And don't forget, Leo, I know you're hearing me. Never mind we born you yesterday. You promised to keep a space for me. Because I know our Creator put you in a nice home, one that is better than the one you had on earth. Oh boy, yes, Josh. I didn't want to forget that piece. I'm going to take the phone calls now. I think I talked too much. Tonight's supposed to be for phone calls, and you got me talking too much there, Josh.
All right, 226-7453, 226-7454, 622-2222, and 624-6456.
I had a couple calls been coming in here. Okay. But go ahead. If you get any there, take it.
No,
wow, it's too much.
Hold on.
It's too much. All right, the phone lines is open, so you guys can take advantage of it.
Yeah. 226-7453 and 226-7454.
Hello?
You're live on the air. Good evening. Yes, you're live on the air. Oh God, the phone cut off again. You have a lift?
Yes.
No.
Hold on, let me just.
What's happening is the blackouts. Lots of people, whole day, whole night, you got blackout all over this country.
Yeah. I'll return a call to this person here. Let's see. Good night, sir. You're live on the air. Go ahead.
Hi, good night. Sorry, everybody say funny.
Yes, good night.
Yeah. As they can't always say thank God for technology, right?
Mm-hmm.
These man, like they forget that this time and long time is two different time, right? Anything we need to see, we could see it and know. But these man behaving like, as you just said, like we moron. They could tell me anything what they feel like. And this face bully dictatorship, this man pulling from we, Mr. Glenn, it's not gonna end nice. I don't know. Because look back from way back when, right? These people brain draining this nation, people running out of this country, going all over for betterment, and people coming in here and getting betterment, right? And now we get idle. And it's the same thing keep going on. You want all them who pass and gone, them old president and who they now still alive. These people wealthy up and the nation poor because they didn't give me nothing from them backside gold timber, all them things way back from when. They taking these resources to their personal use for their family and themselves, right? And this certain name, this man who running this oil sector supposed to already been in jail, right? And you know that this nation gonna put you there for jail the same man. We want to see the man go in jail, The same man got for go in jail. All right, sir.
Thank you. I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you, brother. I hear you. Plenty people needs to go on trial for the things they're doing to this country. The things they did and they're continuing to do to this land. There's so many things. There's so many things happening in this country so fast. Joshua, it's not easy to put up.
Go ahead, sir. Good evening. Welcome to the Glenn Lall Show.
Yeah, good night. I'm trying to get on since a couple nights now, but I ain't getting through.
Yeah,
go right ahead. He's listening.
Yeah, the phone cut off. Joshua, it's too much what's happening, bro.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, sir. We're listening.
Yes. I just
Raise it.
couple nights well now they're in school and I can't get through to you, but what I want to tell you is that you got enough thing that you're mentioning that this country got 28 minerals.
You're breaking up, man. Tell him.
Island, yeah. And I got the same newspaper that when you show me that the pipeline where the lane so expensive. Why we going to island gas when every war going to windmill and hydro? Hydro for maintain hydro is one barrel of grease a year. And you just maintain the dam.
Yep.
Why we going to island gas? Look how much money we gonna pay the place. You understand?
Yeah, my friend.
And we gotta start doing. You gotta start doing the thing with the protests. Call out if people can't come on the road. Let me call some colors, white, red, and green, or something. We wear white on a Monday, red on a Wednesday, green on a Friday, and you're gonna see people gonna think. And if you want a day, call a day and let me go online by the Square Revolution there, on top where all them stand there. Because they're not gonna give you permission for we protest.
We don't
You're
need
not gonna shoot to them for the permission.
we don't need permission to protest. No way. Protest is our democratic right. Once it's peaceful. Once we do it peaceful.
They can't afford to come out to work and all that because they're going to lose a job and all kind of stubbornness. And they're hungry. And they can't afford to miss the DP.
All right.
But if you select, let me wear a green, George shot Monday, you'll see how the whole nation will be carried out of there when it's wear different color socks with them disability people and so. The whole country do it. So you just as a leader just have to call out though.
I hear you.
And thing is, so if you don't only say well, you don't got a slogan, let me go and vote for Lall party, and don't let the whole the NDT, don't let the own control the NDCs them and so.
All right.
You gotta start.
Thank you very much, sir.
Don't waste time. Let me start doing this thing now.
We have to stop.
Right.
We have to stop the oil projects.
I you program and I learn it more and more, and everybody learning more and more. I don't know right by, but I don't understand exactly what. I don't know when I'm getting $50,000 for pensioners. As a pensioner, I ain't giving them me vote. I ain't born them, and no people. So.
What happened to the
All
phone?
right, have a blessing.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. What happened to your phone?
No, his phone. His phone is.
Okay.
I have someone to be calling me. Let me just return the call. Remember, you can call us this evening at 226-7453 and 226-7454, 622-2222.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir. You're live on the air.
Yes, good night to Mr. and to yourself.
Good night.
I would like to make a comment.
Go ahead.
Hello?
Go ahead. Make a comment. It's okay. Go ahead.
Yes. So what I would like to say to Mr. Lall, he's making some very, very valid and important points that all Guyanese should be listening to. But I believe if Mr. Lall should get a loud hail of one day, let me select one day, Friday, and come out in front of the Kaieteur News and just talk his mind, I can bet you the whole of Safari Street can block. And it's not people coming out to block or to protest, it's people coming out to hear him. Because a lot of people, as you said, block out. The PPP know what to do. They would never allow their supporters to hear him. They're going to block them out. They're going to call programs that they can't be at home at the same time when his program is on. Right? I believe if he come out here, all those stallholders in Peniton Market to shut the stall, to come to hear and to understand exactly what is taking place. Right? I believe Mr. Lall is doing a good job. And as I said, as a leader, you got to make the sacrifice. I hear somebody was telling you the other day where you're putting yourself up against the powerful, the rich, the mighty. They said you're not afraid of them. But I want to tell you this. You got to protect yourself and make sure that you surround yourself with the right people. These people got their friends and family will come and hug you up and kiss you. And when they're done, they damage you. That's my comment.
Thank you, sir.
I hear you. Thank you.
Good evening, sir.
Thank you.
Alright, thank you very much.
Let me just add a little piece to what he said there.
No problem.
You know, one can take only so much precaution. But when you live, or if you have the Creator in your heart and you really understand that no man can touch you without His blessings, you're good to go. You're free to live a life. If I am to worry about what will happen tonight or what will happen tomorrow, then you're only pushing me in a cage to live in. No, I can't. I gotta live as free. The way I was born. I was born free. I lived all my life free, and I will continue to live the same way I live. Yes, I understand that a little precaution here and there is important. You know, you got to have a little security around you now and again. But no, for me to worry about what can happen or what will happen, no, man, I can't. Anytime you live a life like that, it's like living a life worse than a starved animal, caged.
Hello, good night.
Good night, sir.
Yeah, I just want to make a little comment.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I heard Mr. Lall saying that they're getting scared. These people are not scared of nothing. You see, they're doing what they want. They are not scared. They are just afraid that Mr. Glenn Lall is exposing them. People are getting to know what they're doing. But really, they are not afraid of nobody. They are afraid that, people getting to know their dirty tricks, and all their...
Can you hold a moment?
Hold 1 second.
Can you hold a moment? When you read statements like that, if you read it for yourself, you will see that is beyond fear.
It's not fear what they're doing, but they don't care about the people. They are not scared of the people because they will stop doing what they're doing. Everybody getting to know how they are thieving the money.
Can you hold a moment, man?
Yes, sir.
When you can see ExxonMobil and the rest of the oil companies gone silent, don't respond to nothing. They know what is brewing. You understand?
Yeah.
I recall we carried a story a few years back, and ExxonMobil put out a whole page ads in all the newspapers, including the Kaieteur News. And when we saw it, when Kiana saw the response they made to the article, we decided to put the ad on one page and respond to ExxonMobil next to it. ExxonMobil run, duck, and hide. They have never, ever say back another line, much less a word, about the lash we put on them, because we exposed, because we were very clear and simple in explaining and exposing their tricks that they were trying to pull on this nation. So
look what they're saying. Look at Marajak there. So many things here, and so many times Mr. Lall playing it. In 2019, he said, the people, nothing comes the people way. He have to renegotiate the contract. Now he is not renegotiating the established contract. The rest. This contract, the Sun City of contract, you can't renew. Okay, you 9 out of the 10. What happened with that one got all the money?
Hold again. Hold for me. Hold. I'm glad. These are the kind of discussions I want to hear, man. These are the kind of questions and the gaff we want to have on the radio. When you talk about he's not moving, if it wasn't for the Glenn Lall or the Kaieteur News, those 9 oil blocks that he made the changes would have never been forthcoming. Wait, all the terms and conditions that he installed in those oil blocks would have never been. It would have never been touched.
I understand that, but my point is, the startup block have more oil, lots of money more. Look for instance, I think it was last year, Exxon was saying how much billion they make, 100 billion, I can't remember the figure.
Yeah.
How much 100 billion? They are taking our oil, right? And they making so much billions or hundreds of $billions. And what we getting? Just like you have a mango farm, a big farm with mango. You pay somebody, they make $100 billion, and you get $100,000. It's something like that happening here.
Yes.
But the person who's you put to look after your mango farm, he's the one making the billions too, or millions. But you getting only $1 million.
Mm-hmm. I'm
It's
glad.
happening here. Everybody knows that now because of Mr. Lall.
I am happy that you're beginning to understand what's going on.
Happening. You understand?
I hear you.
Like the guy who said earlier just now, Okay, because okay, Mr. Lall knows that. Things very hard for people now. If sometimes you lose a day work, when you eat 2 meals a day, so you can't, maybe next day you eat one.
I hear you loud and clear, brother.
If somebody could make the time for come for a day, at least you will lose 1 meal or 2 meals for a week, but in future, you might get 4 meals a day instead of 1 or 2.
Thank you.
Thank you so much,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You made my night with that call there. I'm so happy that you guys understand it very clear that the fight, a protest tomorrow, we may lose a meal, but the future, you will have 3 meals, you will have a mansion, you will have the best car to drive, and your children will be living a greater life than that of the Americans or the Europeans. I am so happy, my friend. Thank you so much for that. Joshua?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it makes you feel good. Makes me want to continue this program, doing it every night now. If I get phone calls like that, I do this program every night. Every night I could come and sit down and talk for 4 hours.
Night.
Yes. Good night, sir.
Hold, please.
Good night, Mr. Lall. How
Yeah.
are you doing?
Yes, good night, good night.
Hello?
Go ahead. Good night.
Yes, good night. Mr. Lall, you raised a point about one Guyanese, I used to live in Trinidad as a youngster growing up, and the way how Trinidadians people serious with their country, I see Guyana nowhere close to there. Because Trinidadians is Trinidadians. I spent 3 years over there. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
You hear me clear?
Loud and clear.
Yes. So, this place in a whole heap of mess, my brother. And I thank God, I think it's Father God put you in the position to shine Guyanese people.
Thank you.
Understand? And it's terrible going on here, man. Them Trinidadians used to lock me up and deport me back to Guyana. But I ain't give them around because the people them steal us with them country. But Guyana, people can do what they want to do. A million Venezuelan, a million foreign, and nobody care nothing.
I hear you.
All right. Thank you so much, caller.
I hear you. I hear you. Trinidad is now feeling the heat. Trinidadians feeling the pain now because no money is there now. The oil is done, and they, like I said many times, they're heading. Good evening. They're heading down into the gutters. Yes, sir.
Yeah, good evening, Brother Glenn.
Good evening.
Wonderful program, man. I was listening to the caller earlier. Some caller frequently calling and so on, and telling you about about your security and how you should be. Man, here you listen. I got a little advice, man. I don't know it may be that valid, but you's a man of God, man. You don't need to be fear of no human. No human cannot harm you.
Precisely.
It's the wicked ones, them.
Precisely.
Right?
Precisely.
In the Bhagavad Gita, right, Lord Krishna was telling Arjuna, he said, my friend, have no fear and fight for righteousness and dharma. You hear? So there is nothing can harm you, man. You is harmless,
I know that.
And truth.
Thank you. I know
Truth
that.
will always prevail. So my friend, people need to understand too that they are being skylarking too long with issue that will be affecting every one of us in this land. And no other radio or newspaper agency is not highlighting these things. This poor class of people in Guyana have no representation. Only the Kaieteur News and the radio does that.
Well, you heard the statement, or if you can't get the statement, maybe I have you on WhatsApp. I'm going to send you the 3 statements so you can get to see it and read it for yourself. They're attacking Glenn Lall and the Kaieteur News without naming the newspaper or calling my name.
These people are
they're
clowns,
fishing.
man. Yeah.
They're fishing. They want to know if Glenn Lall will run for president in this land.
You know, Mr. Glenn, I want to say something to this entire nation that here our words, our message are getting there bit by bit. People are tending to understand these betrayer, these liar, right? And people are getting to understand who they are.
Yeah.
You know? So only a matter of time, and they fully well know they are in dangers. They fully well know, many of their own supporters fully well know they are in danger. You don't know how many of them have these part-time jobs, and yet the economy, you hear they're complaining. Some of them have 2, 3, 4 jobs, and yet they are struggling on a day-to-day basis for surviving a land like Guyana. Man, this make me remind of a story that one of my brother was telling me, you know. It's like having a bird in a cage, and this cage make we goal, 18-carat gold. But yet the bird starve.
Yes.
This thing resemble this same land that we are in right now.
Exactly. We're surrounded. We are caged with gold. We're caged with diamond. We're caged with oil. Beyond. And we're still hungry.
Yet half of this Guyana population is surviving under $1,000 Guyana dollar a day.
Yep.
Right? We are below poverty in a nation where our wealth is so enormous. Oh my God, Brother Glenn, man, it's very sadful when I speak of those things.
I heard today.
Our children are going to school with empty lunch kit. If they do have something, man, there's no words, man.
A girl came to Kaieteur News today and for give us a story, and we were chatting downstairs, and she said she have a neighbor who looks after her babies, 2 babies, and she paid the neighbor $7,000 a week. I said, what? She said, yes, I can't afford more, and the lady really need that $7,000 a week. I was like, wow, that's like $1,000 Guyana dollar a day for babysitting.
Brother Glenn, Guyana, 83,000 square mile. Our population is so tiny that our own citizens in this land here cannot own a piece of land. The money we got to pay, and they even can't build even one shack for go and just throw back in. You know, our wealth is not going to our people in this country, man. You know, our wealth is going in the politicians' pocket and the bank account. And we as a people, we need to look at these things. We need to see where these people are taking us and where we are going, you know.
Thank you. Let me take. I got a few calls. Let me take it. Thank you, my friend.
I have one here.
Thanks a lot, man.
Good
evening, sir. Go ahead.
Good evening, Mr. Glenn.
Good evening.
I'm Joshua. Good evening.
Good evening.
Mr. Glenn, first I want to say thank you for the good work that you're doing. You've been educating the nation. Since I've started listening to this show, I've learned so much about Guyana, about what's going on with our government and with the system. And I gotta tell you, I thank you so much. But it has made me think. It has made me do some research and for myself, you know. And I know you always tell us to do that. And I've been checking things out. And I came up with something I wanted to discuss with you. I was thinking, right? Why is it that they cannot give this $1 million that everybody's supposing that Guyanese get, right? Why don't we have a tax return system where every working Guyanese, right, can get $1 million in taxes, but when you're collecting your money, you're going to collect $500,000 and you invest $500,000 back into the country. You understand?
Good.
Now, the pensioners automatically don't qualify for this because we have their information and it's being updated every year or every so often.
Can you hold a moment for me? I'll see if you can hold a moment.
1 second.
I have an overseas call from a gentleman here and he called direct. I want to take his call.
Hold 1 second.
Yes, good evening. You're live on the air.
Was he hearing me?
Hold 1 second. We'll return to you shortly.
Good evening to you, Mr. Lall, and your viewers.
Thank you. Can you speak up a little?
even to you and your viewers, and do not let them shut you down in what you have to say. Okay? Bring the news to the people. Okay? Remember, democracy requires a free press. All right? I'm going to leave you with that and continue doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Yeah, tell the gentleman to go ahead.
Yes, go ahead, sir. Thank you. Go ahead.
Right. I don't know. Were you hearing anything I said before?
Everything. Go ahead. Continue.
All right. So what I was saying, right? Just like in America, they have a tax return system. So every guy needs working and file their taxes would get a tax return. Now you see the same $1 million. You're not going to get a whole million. You're getting half of the money. 500 for you, 500 go back in the country. So that means every guy is an investor in this country, right? Becomes an investor in the country. Now, what this will do, it will make the people who are not working or who don't want to take up these low, smart, they got the market jobs and all these jobs that are available. Lots of jobs available, and they got lots of people not working. They would go and take these jobs because they have to file taxes to get this money, right? That's one. Two, it will stop the brain drain in this country, where people won't be running away because every year you know you're getting money from the government because of what this country is earning, right? Everybody's getting an earned income, earn what the country itself is making. Instead of these people, because I feel, we all know we're being robbed. We literally, this thing is literally have no choice. This money is just being taken away and do what a few people decide they want to do with it. I think this way, the whole country would be involved. You would be a personal investor, and I don't think it would be easy, or people would be standing by so easily and let themselves be robbed if they know.
Can you
because
hold?
I think
Ask
what
him to
happened
hold.
is that we're not feeling it because
hold,
it's
sir.
coming from the pocket.
Can you hold? Can you hold?
If it's coming from his pocket, we would definitely act. And I think people are too complacent because they don't relate. They can't relate to this amount of money. You see what I'm saying?
Once-
I don't know if I'm making any sense.
Hold on. He will respond.
Give me a chance to answer. You're talking so many things there. You got to give.
Yes, sorry about that.
You got to give me a chance to respond, or to add to what you're saying there. I believe you're jumping the gun by saying that giving us the money and let us reinvest it. We have no money. We are getting no money. We're not even getting money to eat. It's a good idea when we start getting that $1 million month. But for now, we have nothing. So let's don't waste our energy behind that. And then
This is what I'm saying. I wanted to get to this part where the guy needs to actually, they need to put a pause in what they're doing. And
That's
they
a
need to pause
dream.
on the people.
that's a dream you're talking. I don't want to sell dreams.
I got you. I understand. I
Right?
understand what you're doing.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, I appreciate you.
All right. I admire what he's saying, right? It's the right thing when oil money start coming, and if you get it, we can reinvest the money back, just like how the people from the workers from GT&T wanted to buy the shares.
Hold 1 second.
They wanted to buy the shares that Jagdeo was going to sell out,
Yeah.
right? And he didn't sell it to them.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Go ahead.
I'd like to speak to Uncle Lall.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to talk with you.
Okay.
All right.
Tell us slow the radio.
You gotta lower the volume of your radio for me, please.
Hey, good night, Mr. Glenn.
Good night.
Hello?
All right. You have to lower your volume of your radio, then we will be able to take
Call
it.
them back. Cut
Yes.
them off and call them back.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening.
Please call me while I have much credit.
Okay, we'll return your call. No
Hold.
problem.
All right, just now, let me take this call.
Okay.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening, Glenn and the panel.
Good evening.
Glenn, this oil contract, that the Starbuck Black contract,
Mm.
and a matter of fact, the only contract with this thing. When I listen to this, to all these benefits, these are companies benefiting
Oh, Papa.
from
Oh.
this contract. Which moron, which idiot, which donkey will sign a contract like this, Glenn Lall? Even if you take a bribe, you would still sign a contract with all this. You give away everything. Man, this thing is so sickening with this contract. For know that these people getting bonus and any amount they want to pay themselves and they walk out, Glenn.
Yes, yes.
The vocation is paid. If they want to bring a foreigner, everything is paid till he rich. And man, this thing, when I listen to these things, then I want to know is what kind of idiots we have in this country as leaders.
You mean
that
sellouts?
We finger for.
You mean sellouts?
You understand? Man, as I said just now, even if you take a bribe, that is what you're going to do to your people. When we got parents, mothers walking in this hot sun without an umbrella to shelter their newborn baby, then when we got children in some little shacks, naked skin in mud hole, they can't even go to school. Can't even go to school with nothing to eat. And this is what these people doing to this country and signing contract. You take a bribe and that is what you still selling for. By Glenn, this thing gotta change. We cannot go ahead and continue with this. You know the school thing you bring up Friday night and the 100% increase. I was only waiting for here, and the same thing that I was thinking, you said it before your program finished. They want no Guyanese to go there. They want the foreigners alone to children to go to the school. You understand? That is why they increased this thing from 14 to 28,000 US dollars. Man.
From 16 to 28.
And our leaders, or whatever it is, our leaders is sitting there silent. Without saying nothing. They are allowing these foreigners to come in, the teachers, everybody, and enjoy this country. And our people is also to get away from this country, to go out there, forget $2 and send back 2 cents for the family here. And these Guyanese people in waking up. Well, some of them waking up, but I hope they wake up quick and wake up fast. And then our president is saying, when you talk about the $1 million for household, even if our eye is at its peak, it's not a reality. Man, he should be ashamed of himself for start these things with what's going on. The foreigners enjoying this isle. This is heaven on earth in Guyana. In their country, they cannot get life so sweet. And they come to Guyana with all God-given wealth in this country. It's not only the oil, the gold, the timber, the bauxite, the diamonds, everything they're enjoying. And we got leaders sitting there and allowing our people to suffer.
Can you hold a moment? Can you hold a moment?
Go ahead.
Hold a moment. The foreigners, especially the European and the North American countries, they have been doing this thing for centuries. And they think they can continue it. And the way they're doing this thing, my friend, is giving you independence. And when they give you independence, they take control. They take control over the wealth, just like you were prior to independence. So we are back at square one, and that has been happening, like I said, for centuries, and it keep on happening on to this day. But if you notice, Africa and Asia is waking up. The whole even the Arabian world has awoken. So we have this colonial mentality, this white man massating in our mind, in our heads, that when we see a white man, we think that he is next to God Almighty. And unless we get that out from these Guyanese, from these non-whites, you know, it will continue to be this way, my friend. It will continue to be this way. So let's not fight our people down. Let us try to get our people to understand that they are not our masters anymore. We are free people. The wealth belongs to us. What they're doing, they're just corrupting the leaders. And think by doing that, they could fetch out everything. So we gotta bear that in mind all time to correct what's happening here. I am happy, my friend. I am happy that you spoke like that. I could feel the passion in you. I could feel the emotion in you. And this is what I want to hear. I've been hearing that right across Guyana.
Hold 1 second.
Yeah, sorry about that. You get cut off. Go ahead.
Yeah. You know, when another thing I want to call on all Guyana, we got to wake up and we got to support what this call that you're calling and this education you're giving us every Monday, Wednesdays and Friday, and we got to come out in the streets. And we got to come out in numbers like what's going on in South Africa.
Yeah.
And let Ali and Jack Bill them understand their position. Not understand, no. That we need business. We cannot survive in this country with all these damages that the oil going to do and we ain't getting nothing. No. That is wrong, bang. We cannot allow that. There's a tiny few who's benefiting from this thing. Mm-hmm. And the mass of the people in getting nothing. Since this I start how much years now, Glenn, people in getting nothing. They're only hearing about oil, and we leaders, we have there and saying nothing. When they come and they open their mouth, they're telling you about baji and bora and rice and little sugar. That is what they're talking about. And although all this raping of this country going on with VIL, this man Jack Dio going and put wheels and we're going to do gas to shore with the crumbs that they're getting to pay back these islands. How much US they say they're going to pay with financial guru talk for the thing? A year, 55 million or how much a year for pay thing? Yeah. Man, this thing is sickening what they're doing. We got to make a change. And I want some of the people who call in and saying about this and talking fear, they ain't got no fear in this. Nobody can touch gun land. You know who got to be afraid? The leaders them.
Exactly.
Who thieving what belongs to the poor people in this country and like these people suffering when we supposed to be living like kings and queens. They don't got to watch themselves because they're robbing Guyanese. And we cannot accept it. Enough is enough. We got to get this contract changed. I know there's a lot of class and so many things. Look, before I go, this Ambassador Lynch, I want you to know, no sanctity of contract in there, nothing. We ain't talking Bible here. We ain't talking nothing but Bible here. This contract, but sanctity of contract gonna bring what?
She gotta keep that. She gotta keep that for herself.
She gotta carry it back to America. Not here. No sanctity of contract, they got nothing like that here. When the contract signed with 3 billion barrels, right? No, we got, they say 11, but we know it's far more than that. And you tell me, I'm counting, and you tell me a sanctity of contract with that kind of thing? No way. We gotta get a change to that. That gotta change. Ali, Jabio, not now understand it. That to change. We can live at your house door outside. You see what happened in Sri Lanka when people with the man had to run away? Guyanese, the passion building up in we. And when you see we come, all what we see, I enjoy it. I can't get to enjoy it.
I hear you, brother. I hear you.
You got any Sikimotri, I gotta come down. And you think it's short and we can't see, come down, you're too high. This contract got to change. Enjoy your rest day night.
Amen. Amen. Thank you. Thank
I
you.
think we have this one holding for a while, and maybe
Thank
we
you.
can call.
Ah,
it
yeah,
tonight.
take it.
Sir, thank you for holding. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead, sir.
Oh yes. Good night, Josh. Good night, Mr. Lall.
Good night, good night.
Yeah. Mr. Lall, I want to tell you the vice president, Mr. Lall, gonna be the next president of this country. You know, we're up in the interior with the same Umay. I got two sons, walk in the bush, and they never coming out from the bush. When the little boy coming out, you see like a river. So you actually drive with the man, this is a river. The man said, no, this is not a river. This is where Umay walk. The man said, but the boy tell me, Daddy, he said, as far as you could see, it's like a river. You could imagine. I quote him from the honorable finance minister. You know, just contemplate for a moment, Mr. Lall. The other three company would say, machine things for come. If Omai do that amount of damage, you imagine what them chap are going to do to the interior.
I shudder to think what you're talking about.
Got their own air shipping in place. You know, so you could imagine what them man are going to do to Zion, Mr. Lall. It's really sickening. You know, most nights I listen to the show, I don't really got credit for it because I got this 7 minutes. So I just try one time without doing to get through. I called Mr. Lall a couple of times, ring your phone, but I want to put some bad luck. You didn't get the call. What kind of amount of people trying to get through, you know?
Thank you.
And then today, you listen, the opposition leader, Mr. Lall, these people, I don't know. Oh, their management, I feel sick sometimes. I hear this one talking about racism and, them things. When if he wins the election, he can educate the nation. Yeah, he can educate the nation about racism and them things. I said, you just imagine this part. These people, wait, man, with all we wealthy, the man are telling you nothing. The man, hear what the man talking about. Oh, shock. Mr. Lall tends to give me the real sick sometimes. I want to worry him to these shop at all, man.
I hear you, bro. I hear
Mr. Lall,
you.
got to get rid of them, man. The only way for we get a change, we got to get rid of them, chap.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. We can't wait till 2025.
Look, Mr. Lall, keep up the good work. And
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good evening.
yeah.
Good evening.
Yeah, namaste.
Namaste.
Good night. Good night. This is Assalamu alaikum. I'm just glad that my brothers and my sisters, my Guyanese people, that today Navratri start. Tomorrow, already might sight the moon. Muslim God do them thing. Presently, the Christian doing their thing too. They keeping length. There's about fasting and getting some more spiritualness coming to our Guyanese people. Cause you got the king, pauper, whatever color, all the Guyanese and all the religion and everything got a time going on, fasting going on. And I'm just glad I see the majesty, the Father just bring out the works. Yeah, so we're not afraid of them. We're not afraid of them white banners there, man. Father provide a steam come up here now. You understand? Everybody are good over evil you just want. Truth must be the truth. You understand? Truth can't be no lioness. I mean, it's even start the truth. It's like when oil. When the eggs put the oil on the water, the truth just flowing over them, over the water. People start recognizing. Are we feeling happy? People start recognizing that, my brothers and sisters, we wouldn't give up. We so strong that we could torment the hands of time. Guyanese can show them that we got the strength to torment the hands of time. All the inflation happened to our Guyanese with them. We have food here. We got everything here for look after ourselves. You understand? We mustn't get carried because of their vanity and some fanciness coming in the country and people getting foreign-minded. Guyanese got to stop get foreign-minded and start seeing one as Guyanese. Mm-hmm. You understand? Stop for your right as Guyanese brothers and sisters. You understand? When you get foreign-minded, the white people just dragging you out. You understand? I don't know, Mr. Lall, but I thank God that God bless you. And I know, you see what I tell you just now about this, all the fasting coming on, and you is the master in front of everything to going on in this place. I'm glad and God bless all you. My brother and sister, hold it up. Yeah, so with you.
Thank you.
We got to share this message. And nobody move to come up.
Thank you, brother.
Okay then, bye-bye.
Thank you, bye. You on there?
No.
Nice. I got 2-3 people calling me. Let me just return this call. They've been calling all the time. I just want to say, you know, I'm so happy, Joshua, that these people really beginning to understand. You know, when I hear people abusing down on the in the minibuses and so on, you know, it really gives me the strength and the willpower to take on.
Carry on.
Hello, good night. Can I help you?
Good night. You're live on the air.
Oh, yeah. I was exercising in the yard just now, buddy. And when I look up in the sky, well, I don't see that. Right? I used to walk on sea. So I am constantly looking up in the sky. When I look up in the air, the amount of satellites I see up now is the whole world watching from there. You must watch the sky is still going on, buddy. And I look up and see.
I hear you. So,
Brother,
a miracle is coming. That's what you're saying.
We need some drones in the air for the people still is believing. We need some drones in the air for Guyanese see what's going on in the bush and see what's going on and see what we came out there.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I hear you.
Seeing is believing. When Guyanese see whatever I'm doing in the bush, we need that idea. I need them send from the bush and second days like a river. You hear it coming playing back again. The same thing happens.
Wow.
You know?
Yeah.
So we got to put drones in the air and show Guyana. Let the Guyanese see. And then the heart don't come out.
Mm-hmm.
Then the heart don't come out.
Oh, they're making.
We got technology now for sure people will go on.
Yeah, but they're making. When I told you people, man, they're making the interior. They're making the land. The gentleman just.
With something for eat or they spray something there for make Guyana dotish or something. It's something. It don't me feel. You know, they must spray something in the air or they must feel. And one thing. Boy, I'm free from this stupidness we've been playing. You know, it give you short Jackson, it give you the shitty. Right? We gonna take back the style color and style with the white army, the girl we put out in state, I'm gonna take back that.
I hear you.
Yes.
I hear you, brother.
He give me the secret weapon. He said nationalized. I don't want to talk about that. Not, when we talk about this guy, I know we're talking about, are we? Nationalized. When they hear the run, no matter what away from here already. Because run for me. I know that. I now remember that. All right, my brother. God bless you.
God bless you. Thanks.
Bye.
That same crater that the man talk about there, the crater, Guyana is becoming a one big ocean. You would have no land just now. That's what OMI and the rest of the oil companies them is doing to this country. That's what they're doing. Thank you. Good night.
Namaste to you.
Namaste, brother.
So I tell you that you is the man that for be the leader, man. And we Guyanese, we got to listen to a Guyanese brother who can help this poor nation in this country. We can't listen to Guyanese brother who will put we down in the drain and in the gutter like that Jack Junior finally. No, we want a brother who can help me. So we are going to put you there.
Yeah.
And then they're going to see what's going to take place. We have to get Canaan in this country. Jalen Canaan.
Yeah.
Me not fighting none of them. I don't frighten because I cannot lose my job. Here, my job is very rough in this country right now with rough. Because and now is the time for we get real money for the things that we plant, but we can't get it. We can't get it, but let them enjoy themselves. When you go there, do what you have to do, and you know who can run this country with you there. That is what we want in this country. My brothers and sisters Guyanese, I love all the time. I don't go nowhere out from Guyana. I get free passage to go with Barama Company. I said, I'm not going. Let me stay in my country. Why we government cannot look after our people in the right way? We just want our fair share. Them got no feelings to we. None. And whenever they tell themselves they trouble you, they go done, the country go done. Now they interfere with you. And then tell themselves, but they're doing now, let them enjoy. It's coming. We get close. We never give up. We never give up. That means that's stupid. Thank you, Mr. Lall. Listen, glad to hear your voice.
God bless you. Glad to hear you too, man.
Good night, my brother.
Good night. Thank you. Calling, when you call on Glenn Lall to be your next president, these people getting very, 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 very upset about that. You guys got to take it easy. Take it easy. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Mr. Glenn.
Good evening.
Nelson Mandela.
Not do that, man. You only upset in Jack Day. They're going to put out 5-6 statements a day now.
Yeah, you will be the next Nelson Mandela, and this one is the VP. Visa is out. His passport is about to expire. Time is coming close.
I hear you. We have to stop him with his fifth project.
Yes,
we have to stop him with his fifth project. I remember, I will have to play back when he approved the fourth project. I told this whole nation that Yellowtail was the grandfather of all evil. I don't have a name to put to this fifth project, but we need to stop these projects. As Guyanese, we all need to stand up and let Jagdeo hear our voice loud and clear. If we cannot get the taxes from the oil, if we can't get ring fencing, if we can't get protection from an oil spill, if we cannot cap the interest rate on every one of these projects going forward, stop him. Let us stop him, please. Please. I am begging you. Let us stop these people.
It is too long now. It's going on too long.
Exactly.
Why this question is for you. Why is it the millionaires have to pay no tax or little tax, while the North and the police and the firemen have
exactly.
to pay
Exactly.
The full share of tax.
Exactly. The small people paying taxes in this country and the big ones paying nothing. And the foreigners who fetching out your gold and your wealth is paying no taxes. How can this ever be fair? How can this be, brother? Huh? We gotta get out there. Y'all gotta get out into the streets. We gotta go and live in front of Jagdeo office and President Ali office and the Norton and Ramjatan's office. We got to go before them. Farm yourselves in front in groups, and go in front of their offices. And if it comes that we gotta go live in front of their homes, we will do it. Let's go in front of ExxonMobil head office in Kingston and show them that we need to get our rightful shares. Not only them and their shareholders must inherit our wealth, man. No. Please, guys, I am begging you people, don't do this to yourself and to your grandchildren. No. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Keep up the good work.
Thanks. With that, Joshua, yes, sir. It's 9:10.
Yes, it is.
We have any calls? No, we take it easy. Yes, take it easy. All right, guys, until Friday, please join me for another program. 7:20 sharp Friday. God bless you guys. Enjoy the rest of the night. Bye-bye.
is not poor. You don't go to poor countries to make money. There are very few poor countries in this world. Only the people are poor. When people didn't have enough to eat, when people were driven to the edge of desperation, there's billions